On my birthday, she cursed at me, then saw my face and panicked. I never thought a birthday could feel like a trial by fire. Not the laughter, not the celebration, not the warm wishes, but betrayal, anger, and the sudden realization that someone you trusted completely could turn against you in a heartbeat. Her name is Allison. We had been married for 6 years. Our life together was ordinary, maybe even comfortable, but I believed it was built on mutual respect and love. She had been my partner, my confidant, my companion, or so I thought. That morning started like any other. I woke to an empty apartment, the faint smell of coffee, and the quiet hum of the city outside. I thought maybe she was planning a surprise. Maybe she had something special in store. I had no idea how wrong I was. Around noon, she returned home, visibly annoyed. She didn't smile. She didn't greet me. Instead, she stormed in, slammed the door behind her, and muttered something under her breath. I asked what was wrong, thinking it was just a bad day at work. "Happy birthday," she spat sarcastically, glaring at me. "If you're expecting anything special, don't." I blinked, confused. "Allison, what's going on?" She cursed at me, angrily, harshly, words meant to wound. It was like she had turned all the resentment, frustration, and hidden contempt she had been harboring into a verbal assault. I stood there, stunned, not sure whether to respond, defend myself, or retreat. And then something happened. I looked at her, really looked at her. The moment our eyes met, something shifted. I didn't scream, I didn't yell, I didn't cry. I just stood there, quietly, my expression calm but unyielding, a face that reflected hurt, clarity, and a resolve she hadn't anticipated. Her reaction was immediate. Panic, confusion. She faltered mid-sentence, realizing that her anger had been met not with submission or apology, but with awareness. The person she had tried to intimidate, the person she had cursed at, was no longer naive, no longer willing to tolerate disrespect or betrayal. I didn't say anything. I didn't justify myself. I didn't beg her to explain. I simply turned, went into another room, and sat quietly, letting the silence do its work. Over the next few hours, I reflected on everything that had led to this moment. The small lies, the hidden messages, the dismissive behavior, the emotional distance that had slowly grown between us. It wasn't just the birthday outburst. It was the culmination of years of subtle betrayal and disregard. When Allison eventually tried to explain herself, I listened, not angrily, not defensively, just with measured calm. The words she offered were thin, excuses layered over self-interest and indifference. She had expected me to argue, to plead, to beg for understanding. But I didn't. I had already made my decision. The very next day, I began the process of reclaiming my life. Small steps at first, organizing my finances, consulting a lawyer, seeking advice from close friends. Then larger steps, preparing for separation, emotionally detaching from a marriage built on fragile foundations. I realized something crucial in that moment on my birthday. Betrayal isn't always about a dramatic reveal or a clear-cut act of infidelity. Sometimes it's in the way someone treats you when they're supposed to celebrate you, in the way they dismiss your feelings, in the little cursing words meant to wound someone who has trusted them completely. And sometimes, the most powerful response isn't yelling back. It isn't tears, begging, or confrontation. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's composed. Sometimes it's letting the other person see that their actions no longer have power over you. By the end of the week, Allison realized that her attempts to intimidate, to curse, to control had failed. My resolve was unshakable, my dignity intact, my choice clear. That birthday became a turning point. It marked not just another year of life, but a moment of awakening. A moment when I recognized that respect and trust are not optional in a marriage, and when they are violated, it's up to you to reclaim your life, your dignity, and your future. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need to punish. I only needed to act in a way that preserved my integrity and showed her and myself that betrayal, anger, and disrespect don't get to define your life. Sometimes the quietest moments carry the loudest message. That birthday was one of them.